Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Back here with a big update on the Ecto-1B. We have a lot of stuff going on. Really close to having the car done. Basically just wrapping up a few details and stuff like that. So um, you guys can see I got a bunch of parts laid out here. I have the gurney, the packs, and then the ghost trap, the little foot powered ghost trap there. As you guys have seen in my past videos, I really changed up the build of the gurney and the build of the packs from how they were in the instructions. I have the one from my original Ecto-1 right here. If you guys want to see what parts go into these, I do have videos on this stuff, so feel free to go back and look at that. But I have my rebuilt packs, which look way better. I have the rebuilt gurney, which looks and works way better. So that's all that right there is all that right there. So I'm kind of in the final steps. You guys can see here, I pretty much have the rack done. It was kind of challenging. I had to fit a lot in a very tight space. And just working with the confines of Lego and stuff like that, you know, it's never going to be 100%, but I got it as close as I could with the parts that I have. On the screen, you guys can see I have kind of a top-down render of the car from the game. Not the greatest quality, but is what it is. We got the little megaphone there, the super slammer, the satellite dish, this little half radar dish, and a couple other of the details there. The satellite dish is definitely downsized from the one on the Ecto-1A. It's nowhere near as big. Whoop. Zoom back out here. So I went with a smaller dish on mine, and which is good that it's a smaller dish because there's no way I was fitting the big size dish on there. This back in here is super tight, especially with having this radar dish raised up on top of a box, as it is on the screen there. You guys can see the super slammer was kind of a challenge, just to get some. I try to get some detail on there with some of the hoses and pipes and stuff. That lower piece is the same piece as like the battery wires and the engine compartment on the car. A couple of other little canisters and kind of a unique shape to the top. Another hose that kind of snakes around and hooks into the bottom of that box right there. The smaller satellite dish, and then the megaphone, and then the red strobe light, and then a clear Mars light up here. No longer a red lens on this particular car. The side tank is completely recolored red and yellow. I didn't have a radioactive sticker to put there, so we just used one of the stickers from the kit. Same with there. And then I did get the sticker on the side of the sniffer. And that top canister there, that's got a little sticker on it. The bottom of the sniffer has a little warning on there. So we got some stickers on there, kind of bring everything together. You guys can see my hoses and pipes are sticking out. But this is about as good as I could get it. There's a few things I wish I could do a little bit more with the Super Slammer to make it look a little bit better, but I am very tight on space in here. Not a whole lot of room to do anything, especially with having the sniffer right up against it. You guys can see how tight the clearance is on there. I did try to get some hoses up in here, but it just wasn't working out just not enough room. Like I said, did my best with the parts that I had, and while staying within the confines of Lego without chopping, gluing, or cutting anything. Not too big on doing that stuff, so we just try to keep it legit. I think it came out pretty cool though. It's it's clearly the 1B instrument rack. You're not going to mistake it for the 1A. You're not going to mistake it for the 1. And I actually do have, since I needed to figure out a few things, especially the rack, I've changed my rack a little bit from what the instructions have you do. So I took the one off of this car so that way I could get my dimensions right. But here you guys can kind of see a side-by-side of the two different racks. We still have this little fan thing here. It's just a little different colored. Of course, everything's pretty well straight up normal on this one. The little radar dish is set lower. Things are colored a little bit different. But that's how the rack was on the original versus the 1B, which is kind of a hybrid between the 1A and the 1, along with the addition of the Super Slammer, which kind of takes up some empty space there. But you do have to move the sniffers forward a little bit. So some differences there for sure. But it's kind of neat to figure everything out. I'll see if I can get to the picture of this Super Slammer on my screen here. So of course, I can't get quite as detailed as that just because I am, restricted by what Lego can do and what I can fit. But you guys can see the side with the red canister on there. That's supposed to be that side there. Might not be the greatest job, and I might eventually go and change a few things, but for now I'm pretty happy with that. We do have a nice amount of hoses on it to make it look integrated and not just a big can that's sitting up top. The little antenna that's on there, we have that. I might change how I'm holding that eventually, but I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to get it exact, but I'm pretty happy with like the shape of the top of that one and how I shaped the top on this one, kind of using some different pieces for that. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how that came out. It is unmistakably the 1B rack. Like I said, you're not going to mistake that for any other. See if I can... So, in this picture here, you guys can see we have that kind of lunar clear lens on what used to be the Mars light, or the warning light. That's now a clear lens, and then we have a red warning beacon right there, which is what we switched that out to. The addition of the little megaphone on there, kind of had to figure out something that looked halfway okay. Not super happy with how that came out, but I mean, you can tell it's a megaphone. Sizing it right is a little tough with certain pieces. I couldn't really use this piece here off the back of the siren because it would stick too far forward and just wouldn't look correct. Had to kind of be a little bit short and stubby. So we did our best there. But yeah, we got kind of all that figured out. There's a kind of a side view. So I tried to figure out the right height for this. It's definitely taller than the sniffers, slightly taller than that back canister. Mine is about the same height, and my my sniffers are not quite as short as they should be, or honestly, this isn't quite as tall as it should be, but I felt like it started to look a little goofy and a little too tall at a certain point, so I kind of had to limit myself on the height. Things are gonna, of course, be different in the digital world versus the Lego world. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, just working kind of within the restrictions of Lego and trying to space everything nicely and make everything work. You know, there's always going to be little challenges with that. But I am really happy with how all that came out. I think everything's positioned pretty decent, especially back here. Like I said, that's kind of a busy, it's kind of a busy spot back there, and there's a lot going on. So definitely took a little difficult trying to figure out the exact spacing for everything, but in the end, worked out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm going to finish getting some of this final stuff put together. We'll get the rack on the car. The car itself is completely done, inside and out. You guys see we retained the hazard stripe across the car. We no longer have the hazard stripes on the door, like what's on the 1A. So we have all that good stuff figured out. Got the door on the back there. We have the old style bumper now. We don't have that red utility bumper like what's on the 1A. Back to the original style flashing lights on top. We got the nicely detailed engine bay. Like I said, made a lot of changes in there. Kind of clean things up, make things fit, make things work a little bit better. Talked about that in the last video. But yeah, everything's ready to rock and roll in the final stages. You guys can see I have the wheels on. I am still using those thinner tires. You guys can see the ones that come with the car are a little bit thicker and they don't quite look right, so I opted to use kind of these thinner tires, which give the car a little bit more of that skinny tire Cadillac look. We got our mount for the ladder. We have our mounts for the rack. So like I said, I'm going to finish everything up, and then the next video we will show the car completely done, and then this project will be done. So I'm pretty excited for that. Add this to the collection of Ectos, and I'll probably do a video where I completely clear the table and we'll put all 6 cars out here, and we'll just look at all of them all together and talk about the differences between all the cars. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Just a little show and tell, and then like I said, the next video we will show the car all done. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys are. And until next time, take care.